The phone call that came after death. At 9:47 p.m., 4 days after the burial, Ngozi's phone rang. The screen showed a name she had saved 11 years earlier. A name she had not deleted because deleting it felt like a second funeral. She stared at it through 3 full rings. On the 4th ring, she answered. "Hello?" she said. There was a pause, static, and then a voice she would have recognized anywhere on earth. "Ngozi, why did you give my blue jacket to your brother? I wanted Chidi to have it." Her brother had received that jacket 2 days earlier. Nobody outside the immediate family knew. To understand what happened on that phone call, you have to understand what came before it. Emeka was 58 years old, a retired civil servant living in Enugu. He had been managing a heart condition for 3 years, nothing that his doctors considered immediately life-threatening. On a Tuesday evening, he complained of chest pain. By the time the family got him to the hospital, he was gone. Cardiac arrest. The death certificate was signed that night. The burial, in keeping with Igbo tradition and the family's wish to avoid prolonged mourning, took place 4 days later. Ngozi, his eldest daughter, gave the eulogy. She described her father as a man who noticed everything, who remembered details other people forgot, who once drove 40 minutes back to a market because he was certain he'd been shortchanged 30 naira. By all accounts, it was a death like thousands of others that happen in Nigeria every week. Sad, sudden, final. Nobody in the family had any reason to think the story was not finished. It was not finished. 4 days after the burial, 9:47 p.m., Ngozi was alone in her flat in Lagos. She had returned from the village earlier that day, exhausted, planning to sleep early before resuming work. Her phone, sitting on the table beside her bed, began to ring. She has described in multiple separate conversations with family members afterward exactly what she saw. The caller ID did not say unknown. It did not say restricted. It displayed the name she had saved into her phone in 2013, her father's name, exactly as she had typed it that day, with the small heart emoji she had added because she liked how it looked next to his name. She let it ring 3 times. She has said since that some part of her wanted it to stop ringing before she had to decide whether to answer. It did not stop. On the 4th ring she answered. She heard static first, the specific kind of static she associated with bad network connection, the sound of a call struggling to find signal in a remote area. And then, through the static, a voice. Her father's voice, not similar to her father's voice, not reminiscent of her father's voice. The specific timbre, the specific cadence, the specific way he paused before saying her name that she had heard her entire life. Ngozi, why did you give my blue jacket to your brother? I wanted Chidi to have it. The call lasted 11 seconds by her phone's own call log. Then it disconnected. She did not call back. She has said she was too afraid to know what would happen if she tried. Here is the detail that turned a grieving family's confusion into something closer to terror. 2 days before that phone call, Ngozi's mother had gone through her late husband's wardrobe and distributed his clothing among the children, as is common practice. She gave his navy blue jacket, his favorite, the one he wore to church every Sunday for over a decade, to her younger son, Chidi. This decision was made privately, inside the house, among family members only. Emeka had been dead for 2 days at that point. There is no version of events in which he could have known, through any conventional means, that the jacket had been given away, let alone that it had gone to Chidi specifically rather than to one of his other 3 children. When Ngozi told her mother and siblings about the call the following morning, the reaction was not disbelief. It was something closer to recognition. Her mother sat down slowly. She has since told family members that her husband had, in fact, mentioned wanting Chidi to have that specific jacket once, years earlier, in a conversation so brief and unremarkable that she had genuinely forgotten it until that moment. Nobody else in the family knew that conversation had ever happened, including, as far as anyone can determine, Ngozi herself. Her mother asked her one question that nobody in the family has been able to answer since. How could he know what I did 2 days after he was already gone? What makes this case different from thousands of similar anecdotes told around Nigeria is that the family, unusually, pursued an explanation. Ngozi's brother, an IT professional based in Lagos, requested the official call log from their network provider. The record confirmed what Ngozi's phone log had already shown. A call had been received at 9:47 p.m. Duration, 11 seconds. The originating number matched her father's SIM card, the same SIM card he had used for the final 11 years of his life. Here's where the investigation hits its wall. The phone itself, Emeka's physical handset, had been kept by the family untouched since his death. It had not been charged. It had not been switched on. It was sitting, powered off, in a drawer in the family home in the village, over 600 kilometers from Lagos, where Ngozi received the call. The network provider, when formally queried by the family, offered the only explanation available within the framework of telecommunications technology that this was likely a case of SIM card cloning or spoofing, a known if uncommon technical phenomenon in which a caller can manipulate caller ID information to display a different number or saved contact name than the one actually originating the call. This explanation accounts for the caller ID display. It does not account for the voice. It does not account for the specific cadence her father used. And it does not, by any technical mechanism currently understood, account for how a caller using spoofing technology would know about a private conversation about a jacket that had happened 2 days after Emeka Okafor's heart stopped. 3 explanations exist for what happened to Ngozi Okafor on that Tuesday night. None of them are fully satisfying. The technical explanation says this was spoofing, a malicious or accidental manipulation of caller ID combined with possibly a deep fake voice generated from audio of her father that existed somewhere online or in a family video. This explanation requires that someone with no clear motive went to extraordinary technical lengths to torment a grieving family with a detail about a jacket that had no value to anyone outside that family. It is technically possible. It does not explain why. The spiritual explanation, deeply rooted in Igbo cosmology, holds that the recently dead, particularly those whose transition has been sudden, sometimes remain close to the living world for a period before fully departing. In this framework, communication through unconventional means in the days immediately following death is not considered impossible. It is considered by many who hold this worldview simply a feature of how the world works that modern technology has not yet learned to measure. The psychological explanation suggests grief itself can produce extraordinary experiences. Bereavement researchers have documented across many cultures a phenomenon sometimes called grief hallucinations, in which the recently bereaved experience vivid, multi-sensory perceptions of the deceased, including auditory experiences specific enough to feel completely real. This explanation accounts for Ngozi's perception. It does not, however, explain the independently verified call log showing an actual 11-second call was received on actual telecommunications infrastructure, nor does it explain how the content of that call referenced information Ngozi herself did not consciously know. 3 frameworks: technical, spiritual, psychological. Each one explains part of what happened. None of them explain all of it. Ngozi Okafor still has that phone. She has not deleted her father's contact. She has, on at least one occasion that she has described to family members, considered calling the number back, and has each time decided against it. The blue jacket still belongs to Chidi. Nobody in the family has suggested giving it to someone else. The network provider's investigation closed without a definitive technical finding. The case, like thousands of similar accounts shared quietly within Nigerian families, rarely making it into formal records, exists now only as something the family discusses carefully, usually late at night, usually only among themselves. What we know is this: a man died. 4 days later, his number called his daughter. The voice was his. The detail it referenced was real, private, and unknown to the caller through any conventional channel. And the phone that should have made that call sat powered off 600 kilometers away the entire time. Ngozi has said only one thing publicly about what she believes happened that night. She said, "I don't need to understand it, I just needed to hear it, whatever it was." Her phone has not rung like that since, but she has never deleted the contact, the silent mentor, because history whispers. We listen,